Joining me right now with his thoughts on what the Democrats are pulling right now, former Green Party presidential candidate and Breaking Through Power author Ralph Nader. Ralph, good to have you.
Thank you.
I just want to know, can't Congressman Lewis come up with, at least a new line?
Look, it's a free country, and there are a lot of shenanigans in elections on both sides. So he's free to make up his own mind whether he wants to show up or not. What's the big deal?
Yeah, well, the big deal is, number one, he said that this would be the very first inauguration that he has missed while he's in Congress. That's not true. I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he misspoke. We'll leave it at that. But, the whole this president is not legitimate thing. That's what he's pulling now, but it turns out he used the exact same wording back in 2001. So I'm starting to think, Ralph, that it's kind of his M.O.
Well, it's not one. In 2000, the Florida recount ordered by the Florida Supreme Court was usurped by a 5-4 decision led by Anthony Scalia. You can say that's pretty bad practice. It was like a judicial coup d'etat that selected George W. Bush. As I say, there are different opinions on all sides. I can see if the shoe was on the other foot, there'd be Republicans who would be boycotting.
But to talk about a president not being legitimate, I mean, you get my point. This is basically his go-to line. He's used it whenever a Republican has come into office. First with Bush, now with Donald Trump. He's trying to make it seem fresh and new. It's not. All right, let's set that aside for a moment, Ralph, and just talk about what that means. I mean, let's not forget, the American people, whether you like it or not, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but the American people, Ralph, they elected him, all right? Fair and square, it's done, it's over. Why would you not want to recognize the legitimacy of that, in that this is the system we have and that has done so well for us as a nation for the last couple hundred years?
It's because there's a double result in American presidential elections. There's the popular vote and there's the Electoral College. And if you're on the wrong end of the Electoral College but you won the popular vote, you're going to say, well, he didn't really win the majority votes of the American people. We got to get rid of the Electoral College. And already,
you believe that?
165. Yeah, it's on its way. There's an interstate compact, Trish, where California, New York, Maryland, Illinois, and others have passed laws saying that they will throw the Electoral College votes to anyone who wins the nationwide presidential popular vote.
Okay, Ralph, I'm going to stop you there. You think that makes sense. I'm just going to tell you from my perspective, I'm a small-town girl from a little tiny state called New Hampshire, okay? We get, just a handful of electoral votes, barely anything. But we wouldn't matter much except, well, we're first in the nation. We're very proud of that. And we matter because we have a say. We have a say in the electoral process. I mean, if you just said it was just going to be by popular vote, then guess what? Me sitting here in New York City, everybody in New York City or in Los Angeles or in Chicago, they would be the ones deciding the fate of the country. And isn't that effectively, Ralph, a tyranny of majority? I wouldn't think you'd want that.
Well, first of all, majority rules in a democratic society, Trish. And second, there are already
yeah, but we're a representative democracy.
Wait. There are already a few states that are the deciding states under the present electoral system. You know that. It's Florida, it's Ohio, etc. We want presidential candidates.
Yeah, but you can affect things on the margin in New Hampshire right now. You wouldn't be able to do that with a popular vote system.
I campaigned in all 50 states, and I think the electoral law should encourage presidential candidates not to go into red state but not blue, or blue state not red, and game the system, but to campaign in all states. And I think the
all states need a say.
Electoral College is on the way out. The Electoral College is on the way out.
What are you going to replace it with?
Just a popular vote.
Oh, dear, Ralph.
That's it.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, we've had a system that has fared very well for hundreds of years and was set up as a representative democracy specifically so that we wouldn't have majority rule in a chaotic kind of way where just, people say...
You have majority rule in New Hampshire, electing New Hampshire legislature. You don't have an Electoral College. So you obey majority rule in New Hampshire and other states.
It's a little teeny tiny state.
But in all states.
We're talking about on a national level, and you're disenfranchising so many people in this country. You know what? You're disenfranchising the middle of the country. And you'd have both coasts making the decision.
We're letting all the people decide.